Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and I'm filming this on my phone, and like I'm on my bed right now, and like I'm filming this, like this is placed against like my laptop because I'm really lazy and I don't want to go over to my desk because my bed's just like more comfortable. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be doing the 90s tag because I was born in the 90s. I was born in 1995. And also, sorry, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's raining right now. But I've been wanting to do a tag for a while. I just couldn't find any tags that I really wanted to do, but then I found this one. And I saw that Zoella and Tanya Bird did it. And I wanted to also do a tag that didn't have many questions, because a lot of the tags have tons of questions and makes the video super long. So this one has 9 questions. That's really good. So I am going to go ahead and answer them. Question number 1, favorite Disney film. My favorite Disney film is Surprise, The Little Mermaid. I still love it to this day. It's still my favorite one. I absolutely love it, and yeah, it's one of my favorites. It is my favorite. So The Little Mermaid, love it. Number 2, favorite music artist. I have 2 favorite music artists from the 90s. Definitely the Spice Girls, and definitely S Club 7. Those were my 2 favorites. I love S Club 7. They were just, I'm so happy that they like came back, but I'm super sad that I don't get to see them in concert because I would definitely go buy tickets to their reunion show. But sadly they're only touring in like the UK. So I wish they were touring here, but it kind of sucks. But I would definitely go and see them because I love them. Number 3, favorite candy / sweets. The one that I remember the most having when I was growing up was Pez. They were this little candy thing that they came in this little long like plastic thing, and like on the top of it was like a head of like either like a Disney character or like a different animal. You would open it and the candy would come out of that. And I also actually always used to really like them, and they were just, and you would always get like different like containers, and then you could always get like refills, like refill packets, and those were the ones that I always remember having the most were Pez. Look it up on Google if you don't know what they are. It's just Pez, P-E-Z, and that's what I used to love having. Number 4, favorite game, board game, school game, etc. My favorite board game, I loved to play this one called Trouble, and it was kind of like, I kind of forget how to play it, but I loved playing that one, and that was one of my favorite board games. I also loved playing I also love playing Mousetrap. Mousetrap is just like an awesome game overall. I love that one. And I also loved playing pinball because we had pinball on like our computer. And me and my sister were just like masters at it. So those were my favorite ones. And my favorite school games, in my school, we always played, in my primary school, we always played handball, and I was always terrible at it because I was awful at those type of ball games, but I got better. But yeah, handball was like the number 1 game to play at lunchtime. Next question, favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toy. Okay, I remember this one that I used to absolutely love when they released I don't know if they had it anywhere else or if it was just here in Australia that they had it, but they released like little small Barbie dolls from, like, they were like the around the world Barbie dolls, so each time you would get a different type of Barbie doll from a different part of the world. I used to like always want to have McDonald's all the time so I could collect all the different Barbie dolls that you can get. So that was probably the ones that I remember that I most love, like I loved the most, that I like would always want to get that one. So that was the one that I mostly remember that I loved getting. Number 6, favorite book. My favourite book was definitely, it was called The Rainbow Fish, and it also had like, I think it had like a TV series, maybe. I had like a memory card game of it. I used to love that a lot, and I also used to love the ones where you could like choose your next adventure. Like I used to love those books as well. So those were my favorite books that I used to read. Favorite clothing store. This was more early, like 2000. This is more in like late 90's, this one. But me and my sister and my nana, we always, when my nana looked after us, we would sometimes go to Garden City, which is still around today, but it's been like revamped and everything. It's all redone. But when we were younger, when we went there, there was this big Disney store that we used to love, and it's sadly not there anymore. But we used to go there and we used to love it. And I remember at the very front of the store, in the middle, there was this ginormous, like it was huge. It was like a ginormous Pooh Bear, like Winnie the Pooh, plush toy. It was huge, and it was like $2,000 or something like that. And me and my sister would want it, but it was too much money, and we would always just go there looking at it, being like, we want it so much. So that was the store that we loved. I don't really remember any clothing store that we loved, but that was the one like toy store that we used to love. And also Mr. Toy's Toy World was one of my favorites as well. But I don't really remember any clothing stores that we love, because I've never really been into shopping anyway. Even when I was younger, I was never into shopping. But those were the two stores that I used to love: the Disney store and Mr. Toy's Toy World. Next question: favorite Nick Jr. show. Fun fact: I never watched Nick Jr. because it was on Foxtel, and we never could afford Foxtel when we were growing up. So I don't know if Nick Jr. was even in Australia back then. It may have been, but yeah, I never watched it, so I just stuck to ABC Kids. That's what I used to watch. But when I was really young, I was obsessed with the Wiggles, and then I moved on to High Five, and then I was obsessed with High Five, pretty much as much I was obsessed with the Wiggles. I went to see the Wiggles in concert, and then I also got to see High Five in concert. And I love those ones. And then I also used to love Bear in the Big Blue House was another favorite, and Bananas in Pajamas. So yeah, all those type of kids shows I used to love. Oh, and Arthur was an awesome show. Arthur was the best. I loved Arthur. So those were the ones that I used to love. But I never got to watch Nick Jr. because it was only on Foxtel and we didn't have it. But those were the kids shows I used to love watching. And last question: what would you watch when you got home from school? When I got home from school, I would watch. When I was in school, it wasn't the 90's anymore, but I would watch this show called The Shack, which was on Channel 9. It wasn't an education show, but I didn't really know what type of show it was. It was just kind of like for young teens, for tweens, I guess. I used to love watching that one, and then my sister and I used to love watching The Simpsons, and we also love watching Neighbours. So those are the ones that we mainly watched, especially The Simpsons. I was more of a bigger Simpsons fan than she was, but those were the ones that we would watch when we got home from school. It would be The Simpsons, and then after it would be Neighbours. And then even one point we used to watch Home and Away, because my sister moved from the Neighbours to Home and Away, but then it went back to Neighbours. So I don't know what happened there, but that's what happened at one point. But yeah, so that is all the questions in the 90's tag. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, and also thank you for all the views on the Demi Lovato concert vlog. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video, whenever that may be. Alright, bye guys.